On the night of December 2nd, 1984, a poisonous gas cloud rolled through a sleeping city in India. Within hours, thousands were dead. Within days, the death toll was in the tens of thousands. The chemical plant responsible was owned by an American corporation. And what happened next is one of the greatest acts of corporate negligence and corporate escape in history. Bhopal is a city of 1 million people in central India. In 1969, the American chemical giant Union Carbide built a pesticide plant on its outskirts. The plant made Sevin, a pesticide used across Indian agriculture. At its peak, it employed thousands of workers and was celebrated as a symbol of industrial progress. But by the early 1980s, pesticide demand had dropped. Union Carbide began cutting costs aggressively. Safety systems were shut down to save money. Maintenance was deferred. Staff was reduced. Warning systems were disabled. A refrigeration unit that kept dangerous chemicals stable was switched off to cut electricity costs. Workers raised concerns. Inspections flagged serious problems. Internal reports warned of catastrophic risk. Union Carbide's own safety audit in 1982 identified over 60 hazards at the Bhopal plant. Nothing was fixed. December 2nd, 1984, shortly after midnight, water entered a storage tank containing 40 tons of methyl isocyanate, one of the most toxic chemicals ever manufactured. The reaction was violent and immediate. Temperature and pressure inside the tank skyrocketed. The safety systems that should have contained it, the scrubber, the flare tower, the refrigeration unit, were all offline. At 1 a.m., the tank exploded. A dense white cloud of poison gas poured into the air and drifted over the surrounding neighborhoods, home to some of Bhopal's poorest residents who lived directly beside the plant because the land was cheap. People woke up choking, blinded, unable to breathe. Animals died in the streets. Those who ran inhaled more gas. Those who stayed suffocated in their homes. Parents were found dead, clutching their children. The gas moved silently through the city while most people slept. Here is where it gets darker. When survivors reached hospitals, doctors didn't know what gas had been released. They called Union Carbide for information. The company refused to disclose the full chemical composition, claiming it was a trade secret. Doctors were treating patients blind, unable to administer the correct antidote. People died in hospitals who might have been saved. Union Carbide's CEO flew to India and was immediately arrested. He was released on bail, left India, and never returned. He was convicted in absentia by an Indian court in 2010. He died in the United States in 2014, never having served a single day in prison. The company paid $470 million in compensation, approximately $470 per death. They then restructured, sold the Bhopal division, and were eventually acquired by Dow Chemical. Dow has consistently denied any responsibility. The Bhopal plant site was never properly cleaned up. Toxic waste still leaches into the groundwater. Studies show children born in Bhopal today have higher rates of birth defects than the rest of India. The gas came in one night. The damage has never stopped. The official death toll is listed at 3,787. Independent researchers estimate between 15,000 and 20,000 people died. 500,000 were injured, and the corporation responsible paid less than $500 per victim, escaped criminal prosecution, and continued operating as normal. Bhopal happened because profit was placed above safety, because warnings were ignored, and because the victims were poor enough that the world looked away. If you want to see another disaster that should have been stopped, the next video is right here. Subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from.